everybody. Happy Christmas, happy holidays, I hope it's a joyous time, whatever you're celebrating, however you're celebrating it. I hope you are able, and will be able to spend it with people that bring you joy and happiness. Sometimes that's our family, sometimes our friends, and sometimes it's peace and quiet alone from everybody else. But tonight it's our reptile community, right? So I want to say thanks to everybody for being here. A little diversion from the normal show. It's just going to be kind of a hangout. I think Jennifer at High Viz described it as like a virtual office party. Probably true. Couple rules: don't have too much eggnog. Don't make a fool of yourself, because it's gonna be here forever if you do. And by the way, the rest of us have our what's a good Christmas treat instead of popcorn? Maybe we have our, our little gingerbread cookies that we're just waiting to watch the drama unfold if you do have too much eggnog. So we got people coming and going. It's just be a community hangout. I've got a couple people that especially invited and that kind of thing. But otherwise, you're welcome to. If I catch you on Instagram message, you can ask me for the link. I'll try and get it over to you. It depends how much I have to play Master of Ceremonies or how much I have to carry the content of the show. But it should be pretty fun. There's 23 of y'all watching out of the gate. Thanks so much. That's really kind of a testament to why I keep doing this stuff. Couple really quick announcements. Like I say, I hope your holiday was fantastic. You all made for a very special year for me, and I'm very, very thankful for that. So thanks very much. Tonight's just kind of a fun give back for the community. I had time this week. I got a bunch of snakes uploaded on Morph Market for all the fun I have on the show and the shenanigans and the reels and all that. I do want to sell some snakes. So if you get bored and you got a little Christmas money from old Saint Nick, swing by the Morph Market page. All these links are down below, or you can go to the LinkTree on that. I also want to give a very special thanks. A lot of them are here tonight. A lot of them are coming on, but a very special thanks to the Patreon supporters. That has become its own little sub community in and of itself, which is amazing. And, it's a cool thing to be a part of and a cool thing to offer. And I do add, I think, some value to it. But honestly, I learn and am as entertained as anybody from the members in it and from the participants. And look, here's the good news. There's 3 tiers. The first tier is $7. The second is $35, and the third is $100 per month. The $35 and the $100 just transfer into store credit. If you ever think you're going to buy from me, you can start building your bank now and get the benefits of it. And we do. And we just had a seminar with the tax guy that was Patreon only. I think we're going to do a podcasting one. And then I got my end of the year books coming up. I'll probably do a profit and loss seminar that'll be just Patreon content. So anyhow, thank you to the Patreon supporters. I really, really appreciate you guys. You're very special to me. So thank you. Next week, I had to change the schedule around a little bit. Next week, January 2nd, Stephen from Leviathan Snakes will be back for what's become annual. This will be our 3rd year in a row of doing the goals show. We'll review last year's episode of goals and see how we did. And then we'll lay out our goals for the next year. It's a little bit of a sharing accountability kind of show, but it also, I don't know, maybe there's value and content in it, but it's the goals show. It's looking forward, it's dreaming, it's having a plan and envisioning the future, all that good stuff. We'll see how we did. I got to throw it out there. I'm a really big believer in the answer is always no if you don't ask, but this is probably a no kind of question. Anybody need some wholesale normals, pastels, enchies, double het males? Maybe you do. The answer is always no if I don't ask. If you do, let me know. I'm interested in moving some. I realize this time of year, that's something that probably can only happen locally or regionally. But let me know. With these spikes, it was 53 degrees here on Christmas Day. I could ship in that, and it's kind of been that way through the winter. I know we'll get some cold spikes, and I know we'll get some warm spikes. So maybe we can find a window. But if you need some wholesale stuff for stock, hit me up. Oh yeah, I only talked about one upcoming show. That's the second with Steven. We changed some things around. So the 9th right now is currently open. I got to book that one. The 16th, Mike from Herp Collectors comes on the show. He's got a great podcast of his own. And I don't know if y'all know or not, but Mike has been a really good supporter of mine. And I hope he would say the same about me. Mike has vended with me for a show. We both kind of started at the same time, and we've kind of always bounced ideas back off of each other. And there's been this kind of neat parallel. So it's really great to see him doing well. He's got an awesome podcast, but he'll be the guest on the 16th. And on the 23rd, Kyle Schrant from Kyle's Reptiles will be on. So tune into those. Let me see. I'm going to pop one person on here. First, because they're cool to me and I very much appreciate them, but also I'm going to pop them on so that we could see the sponsors, and we're going to get the sponsors out of the way. Don't fast forward. Don't skip over this. These sponsors are what allow me to bring this content to you every week. These guests, it's a lot of work, and these guys pay for some great representation in various ways, and I'm incredibly thankful for it. So don't fast forward. You know him. I know him. That's Steven. I just sprung it on him. Steven from Leviathan Snake. Steven, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing well. And Courtney's in the background. But she wasn't prepared for that. She does. She wasn't prepared for that.
Okay, so good. All I heard was when you said Courtney, her scramble. I was like,
yeah, she was not prepared. So, but what's going on, man? You having all the fun?
I am having all the fun. I know that we talked about Christmas, but did you have a good Christmas? Everything was good with the family?
Yes. So it was pretty chill, which is really nice because I just feel like this whole year we've been like super busy running around in different things. And with the 15 Minutes of Lame contest, like we were all done with all of our things by Christmas. So it was pretty relaxing and pretty nice. So we have something cool coming up this weekend, but I can't say it because it's a surprise for the children.
Okay, yeah, don't let that out of the bag. You can't. I mean, Rudolph coming back, overtime for St. Nick, all kinds of good stuff. Sorry, Lauren at Spectral Serpents asked, are the seminars available after the fact? Yeah, and I just made up the word seminar. I just got all academic there. But there's videos and there's content. They are available after the fact in the Patreon library. So there we go. That's enough of the sales pitch from me. Steven, let's bang out some sponsors. What do you think? You feel like cutting some promos, or you just want to hang out, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right, you pick the first one then. You started out of the gate.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Brandon Nixon because Brandon is honestly one of the best people in the entire hobby. I know that pretty much everybody who's watching this right now probably already knows who Brandon is, but he has amazing animals, great customer service. And I know that these things are things that everybody says, but if you take 2 seconds to look at his Instagram, that's all you need. Like, you don't need a big sales pitch to see the stuff that he has. Brandon's killing it. Sunset Project, Ultramel stuff. He's awesome. Like, really, Brandon's a really good guy. He'll take care of you.
Remember, all the orange morphs. We got Sunset, Ultramel, Monarch, and Hypo. Those are Brandon's specialties there. So definitely check him out. Brandon, thanks for all the support. I hope Brandon, I sent Brandon an invite. Hopefully he comes on. But anyhow, thank you to Brandon. Portuguese Pythons, that's Danny and Renee Roca out in Chino, California. I know that, speaking of Ultramel, they have some Ultramel Pieds and Ultramel Pied combos that are available right here, right now. I'll get those updated as far as some of their other things, but very similar to what Steven was saying about Brandon's content. If you check out their Morph Market page or their Instagram, you see instantly just some high quality animals. Definitely worth checking out. We got Ball Labs, Trevor. Trevor's going to be on the show tonight. I've never met him in person, and I guess this isn't technically in person, but, at least face-to-face. So I'm excited for that. Trevor's out in Aurora, Colorado. He's working with Puzzle, Ultramel, Clown, VPI, Axanthic, and Tri-Stripe. Trevor's been keeping and breeding ball pythons for over 15 years and keeping reptiles for over 20 years. And he told me not to tell anybody, but he's working with some Monsoon, Zebra, and Sunset as well. So you got some resources there. Steven, I don't want to put you on the spot in case you give me the wrong answer. Do you ship with Redline or not yet?
Yeah, we do.
We do. What do you like about shipping with Redline?
So one thing that I really like, I'm not trying to like knock anybody else and all that stuff, but Robin is really, really active in the community. And I think that that's such a huge benefit because he's always like listening to different people and their different experiences. Like he has reached out to us before because like we'll use like Redline or we would use like other people in the past. And he reached out specifically to us and was just like, hey, like, just curious, like, is there anything that we can do to win your business? And I'm like, that's super cool. Like the fact that he specifically is reaching out. He's also doing this absolutely really, really cool project that anybody can be part of where it deals with like patches. And I just think, honestly, I think it's really, really interesting. I don't know if you want to explain it more.
No. Well, yeah. So these are these sling bags that you can put the patches on, and we're seeing an incredible amount of creativity, incredible amount of artwork coming out for these. They'll be collectible. They're a great way for both buyers to engage with new breeders that maybe they haven't met or haven't had a reason to engage with before. Say, I'll use myself as an example. I may not be able to afford some of my favorite breeders' stuff, but if I can go, be a part of their community with these patches, it's fantastic. If you're a breeder, what an easy way to engage new buyers and keep the community invigorated. I really think there's a parallel between the 15 minutes of lame and this
I agree.
sling bag. The cross branding and the kind of creative outlets that everybody's trying to outdo each other with, going to be really cool. I think it's going to be all the rage at Tinley this year. I really do think so.
I have one more thing to add on Redline. I think they're just awesome. So this doesn't have so much to do with the shipping itself, but if anybody I feel like wants to look at how to launch a brand, look at Redline. They came out like he's been in the hobby for years and years and years, but Redline is fairly new. And I would say within a year, it became like the most dominant reptile shipping in the entire hobby. Like the way that they did it, amazing, like really, really cool. Just not even looking at it from the shipping aspect, but if you want to see how to start your brand, look at the stuff that Redline did.
I can't agree more. And it was exactly, it caught my attention. And I said, this is a disruptor that I want to be aligned with when I first sought sponsors. And then I started trying out the product and I was like, it's easier to ship. It's better customer service and the prices are good. Even if you don't use the proper 5, use the proper 5, save yourself $5. Speaking of disruptors, shedtesting.com. That's Charlie at Gray Rider Reptiles. Charlie's a great option for you if you're looking for ease. I checked the competition. You gotta upload a whole bunch of data. You gotta partner through a second partner to get your other stuff tested. Just go to Charlie, go to shedtesting.com and just tell him what you want tested. Send them the shed, send them the money. Boom, you get the response or the results. And it's very fast. It's very quick. I promise you, it's the best experience, customer experience in the industry. If Charlie offers what you're looking for, give Charlie a shot. Proper 15%. I don't know if you noticed. Those of y'all that I saw at the beginning when I said it was going to be a 2-minute delay, I had to go update the banner because Charlie said it's 50% off of 2 whole shed test orders. There's no asterisk on there. There's no stipulations. It's 2 whole orders, guys. Come on, give it a shot. Proper 15 for Charlie at Gray Rider. Shedtesting.com. I know I'm throwing a lot of names at you, but shedtesting.com is what you need to remember.
Chris, right?
Not least. Chris at B and S Reptilia. Chris is one of my very, very earliest supporters. I very much appreciate Chris. Chris definitely has ball pythons, but also, as the name Reptilia indicates, he's got a wide range of reptile species: blood pythons, boas, locality boas, colubrids, and Pituophis, bull snakes, pine snakes. All that fun stuff. If you know what that means, he's your guy. He's also the Pennsylvania distributor of the chipper, not the shipper. But if you're not in Pennsylvania and you're interested in the chipper, he could become the shipper. You see how I bailed myself out of that one there? Give Chris a I blame it on the oatmeal stout I am partaking this evening. So, hey, huge thanks. You guys, sponsors, you guys make every day a little bit like Christmas. I know that's cheesy as hell, but seriously, you guys are great to me. I appreciate it. Last disclaimer, kiddos might want to head out of the room. Parents might be a little different than the usual, family friendly. We're hanging out. We're adults. We're having some adult beverages if people like. It's the holidays. And not really any guardrails on this episode. So just want to give a heads up there. And then last but not least, I was hoping he would pop in. First, I want to say congratulations to all the participants of the 15 Minutes of Lame. You made December very fun. It was fun to work with several of you. I know Jaw Dropping is in the audience. That's Jared there. He was a blast to work with. I did a little bit with Portuguese pythons. I did a couple on my own, which was just for kicks. You know, I had that ridiculous mustache. Had to do something with it, right? All right. Let's kick this off. Steven, let's get some old friends in here. What are you saying,
All right,
man?
let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. If you're in the green room hanging out, I am going to get you on. I promise. If you guys are on the show and I kick you off, don't get your feelings hurt, because what's worse than like 18 people talking over each other? We're not going to do that. So come and go or bow out when you're ready. And I do, just a heads up, I'll have Robin from Redline and Summer from the shop will be on around 15, 20 minutes. So I got to carve out a little space for them as well. So just a heads up, no rules, nobody get offended. Let's have some fun tonight. I got Ken from Primal Scales. Boom. You're normally from Ohio. Is that correct?
Indiana.
Damn it. There's a thin line between
That's
those
what
two,
you
right?
said. No, Indiana.
Yeah. Indiana. And now, but you're international tonight. You're coming from Toronto, huh?
I'm in Toronto on location.
Sweet, man.
That's
It's
awesome.
a great city, huh?
Yeah. Toronto's a lot of fun. But my wife's family lives here, and so we're doing the Christmas thing on the road and spending time with her family.
Very nice.
We were here for
man.
Christmas and a few days after. So,
How's the border, customs, all that good stuff?
oh, honestly, the border is a breeze. It's always a breeze for me because I frequent it so much with family. We do this at least once a year. We drive up here. It's such an easy drive from where I live. It's like just under 8 hours. But I mean, this time at the border, there was not a single car in the line that we chose. Got there, the guy asked us like 5 questions. Let us go.
Gotcha. All right. Well, welcome tonight. Thanks for coming to hang out. I don't know. What's a crowd? 4? I'm going to get one more in.
Three's company, four's a crowd.
That's right. Let me get Shannon in here. Tonight. Thanks for coming to hang out. I don't know. What's a crowd?
No.
4? Shannon, you got to turn off YouTube, man. All right. I'm kicking you out for a minute, Shannon.
Turn up the volume.
There we go. Get out of YouTube. Watch on StreamYard. You're going to get it in 4 seconds. You'll get the instructions. All right. Here is Chris at Epic Style. Chris, what's going on, man?
Not much. How you guys doing?
What's up,
Good,
sis?
Come on, man.
I never know.
Everybody have a good holiday. Oh,
yeah, you? It looks
Oh
great,
yeah,
man.
definitely good time.
I'm always
time.
jealous. I used to have good hair, and well, you've bended next to me. You've seen the back of my head for. What's been going on, man?
Oh no, where'd you go? Not much really. Let's see. What my last show was Houston at the beginning of the month. Family, holidays, all that stuff taking place. Next weekend, I make the drive out to Pomona for a super show.
That's right. You're going with Troy. I see you're going out there with Troy, right? Caravanning?
Sort of something. So it's Troy from Best Dresses going that way. Josh Lundberg from Ball Python Shed and Kindle, that they roll together. They're heading that way. And then Troy's in Iowa. I'm in the Kansas City area, and then Josh is about an hour and 45 minutes south of the Kansas City area, and we're all kind of making our way out there, trying to figure out if we're going to go the northern route or the southern route, depending on like what kind of weather takes place and stuff.
You sound like the Oregon Trail. You're like, I don't know, the northern route. We got to see how the weather.
I'm excited for it just for the fact that I haven't been out that way like driving since I was probably first or second grade with my grandparents. So my son's going to tag along. He's 13. And then I have a local friend here in town who I first met when I got into reptiles, that he's going to ride along with us. The wife wasn't too big on making a 24-hour car trip out. So she chose to stay behind, probably smarter than the rest of us. But I'm excited for him seeing some different things, checking out some stuff, and taking in a whole new show.
You're going to have a great time with your son. My dad, his Christmas present to me this year, when I was 14, my dad, myself, my aunt, my uncle, and 2 other family friends, we all got in a Chevy Astro minivan, and we drove from Tampa, Florida, all the way to Vegas, every stop in between, and all the way back. And they recorded it on these VHS tapes. So I had like 5 hours of VHS tape. I don't even own a VHS player anymore. For Christmas, he got me a flash drive with that converted from the VHS tapes.
Oh,
that
cool.
trip. So when you said that about your son driving out, man, that's what it made me think of.
That's super cool. Yeah, no, definitely. It's life's full is about experiences and stuff like that. I attribute a lot of things to this reptile hobby, to being able to have different experiences and go to different places. It's just, I tell people, what do you do for a living? I homeschool my son and I raise reptiles. And
so cool, right?
The places it takes you is mind blowing. Because when I first got a bearded dragon or a snake just as pets, never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that this would be the thing I'd be doing today.
I had one of those sensations myself. Like, I was cleaning the rat shed, which I have a rat shed now. Everybody, you finally proved me wrong. It took almost 4 years, but you all have proven me wrong. And I was like, man, kind of crazy life. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't mess up one reservation. I didn't have one steak sent back. I didn't have one person call out today. And these are pretty cool little animals. Even when they bite, they're little ASFs, these things bite, man. Anyhow, hey, let me make if anybody's waiting in the back and I say, hey, I'm kicking you out, it doesn't mean you have to like go away. You can just hang out and then you can come back on in the green room. There's no real rules. So I think Shannon's working on his technology, but I thought for a minute he took it as like, get out of here. And I don't mean
You're
it
gone.
that way. You're gone. That's it. One shot and you can hit the
You're the
shower.
weakest link.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
That's right.
Speaking of Shannon, I don't know, off topic, but speaking of Shannon, we're doing a collab breeding project this year. So I think I already talked to you about it, Adam.
You did, but I'll be honest, I don't remember the details. We went through it kind of quick. So what did you guys land on?
So we're gonna he sent his cinnamon double het sunset clown girl up to us, and we're gonna pair her to our clown het sunset boy. So pretty stoked about it. So I think it'll be pretty cool.
That will be cool. Is that feedback? What is that?
I don't know what it is. It's not me, but I hear it.
There's lots of noise there. What is that? What? Holy cow. Hang on a second.
I have no idea what this is. What was it?
Whatever you just killed it.
All right. I mean,
I don't know. So I keep getting a notice that somebody's trying to enter backstage. So that means that there's 10 people here and they're trying to enter. So just stick around. We'll work through everybody. We'll bump people as necessary.
Yeah, you can put me on layaway, Adam.
Well, let me see here because I don't know. I think people are even trying to get in the green room. So I don't want to send you way out of the hair like for good, but we'll see. We got a couple minutes. It's my show. I'll make it work. They can get mad at me. I'm cool. So, Steven, I think if people have watched the show, people know. But I did a breeding project myself with Shannon at Green Dragon, and it went great. We got a dreamsicle, and that dreamsicle is in my rack right over there, man. So the best snake that I've ever produced or been part of producing was in a partnership with Shannon. So it was very cool. All right, let's do this. So I see I got a handful of my Patreon, the Patreon subscribers back there. Guys, sit tight. Shannon, Robin's going to be here in a moment. We're going to do his segment, and then we'll get a little Patreon group segment on here too. So I'm not ignoring you guys. I don't want you to feel like, man, you said show up, Adam. I see you. It's going to happen. This is a whole new thing, trying to keep track of 10 people in the background. All right, Chris, I'm going to kick you out for a minute. Swing back through. I want to make sure that if Robin's trying to get in, he's probably going to message me.
You're good. When I come back on, I have a question for both if you and Steven are still there. So.
No, we got a couple minutes. Hit it.
Yeah. No, I was just wondering if you were talking about patches and all that stuff for the Project Redline. Yeah. I didn't know if you guys were in the process of making patches or if you were brainstorming something or what you were up to.
I actually have to get with Shannon. Not Shannon. I keep saying Shannon. Robin. I I need guidance. I told him I'm in, and I was like, I'll send you a PDF of my artwork. And then he was like, yeah, we've got great artists. I'm like, no. It's my logo's done, man. I just need to get it. Like, do I make the patches? Does Robin make them? How do we do?
No,
What'd you do?
So on that front, what I did to answer your question first. So he was figuring out what place he'd want to go through right now to get the quality of patches. He's got some test ones back if you've been following on social media,
right.
Where he wants to go through and get that done. How much it would cost for, maybe a 2-inch or 2.5. Obviously, the bigger it is, the more it's going to cost. In that regards, I think he was somewhere between like the 65 cents to 90 cents, depending on the size of the patch taking place.
Yeah. And let me interrupt you real quick. So if people are wondering like, hey, I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money just to do this thing. Robin says the studio is full. 1 second. But you could get 100 patches for under $100 and just get in the game, right?
I think I'm going to order like 350 because I think this thing's going to be amazing. It's really gonna take off, and I think it's gonna be something that's I already ordered my little white bag. I got one of those reserved. There's black bags that'll go along with it as well. But so we don't have to go out and, long story short, we don't have to go out and hunt for the person to manufacture our patch unless you have somebody locally to do it or whatever. But Robin's taking care of all that part and finding where that source is going to come from. So then it's just a part of getting an artwork, whether you want your logo. Like I made some little silly gecko lizard type thing that had an afro on it. That seemed funny, seemed weird. I think it's great for the fact that I got people when I posted it that said, can I get a t-shirt of that? Can I get this of that? Like it drives other things into your business and have people taking a look at, okay, you see my same logo every time, but this is kind of silly. This is kind of silly. This is kind of cute. This is kind of, I want to have a piece of that or whatever on that aspect of it.
That pop thing that you created, was that just an image or is that an actual character you were able to create?
So I'll send you the one I can actually create. That one was just an AI creation too, where I did both my Redline patch and that I did it through Bing AI image creators where I made them both at. It takes a lot of skilled words and you get close to something and tweak a word here, tweak a word there.
Right. You got to have like the ongoing conversation. You like get it started and you're like, update this. Yeah.
But I was able to go to Funko Pops and you can go and actually create your own. The closest I got was I got someone look somewhat similar. All they had were snakes, so I've added a couple extra snakes as like pets next to me, and I'm holding like a white bag and some money because I was like, I'm gonna go to. So I really contemplated adding that to. It was like $40 or something like that to get it all shipped and everything. So it's in the cart. I'm contemplating buying a real one for. It won't. It's look only exactly
$40 to buy an actual one.
Yeah, you can go on and create your own. It was like $40. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's a pretty reasonable like barrier to entry. So I mean, to get all.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I could go somewhere and spend $40, no problem. Like.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's cool. You get your own.
Yeah.
All right. I need. Hey, Justin in the back. Can you hear me back there? Wave if you can. Yeah, you can. Hey, jump out for a minute. Like, wait a second. I'm going to text Robin to count to 30. Just jump out all together and then come back on when Robin's done. And I'm going to get the whole Patreon crew up here after that. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it, Justin. Count to 10 and sign in. All right. Cool. Oh, there he is. All right, cool. Guys, I'm going to kick Chris and Ken. I'm going to kick you off for a minute. Stick around, hang out if you want. We'll
Robin,
reconnect. If you don't, I understand. Yeah, you got the shirt. Stick around for. How many people can we cram into this thing for a second? We got this Summer. That's Summer from the shop. Hey. And there's Robin. Robin, turn your phone sideways, man. You got to start full. There he is.
Hey, yeah, there we go. What's
Summer,
up, y'all?
How have you been?
Chris?
What's up, Rob?
Summer, what's up?
Me.
Summer,
I've been busy and good. It's
I know. I've been following. For those of y'all that don't know, that's Summer, and she has a shop called The Shop. And nowadays, there's a brick and mortar, The Shop. And is that, I always mispronounce it. Is it Vallejo?
Vallejo.
Vallejo. Is that where?
Yeah,
is that
somewhere
where the
in
shop
between the two things you just said.
I know it's. I'm the gringo. It's okay. I'm the dude wearing the Santa hat here in Minnesota. So, so you got your shop open though?
Yeah. We've been open a month. We opened a little over a month actually. We opened November 11th, and yeah, it's been fun. It's an interesting experience. It's been fun though.
I tried to give her a warning about how interesting it's going to be. I find the retail experience miserable, but
it's not miserable.
Spiritable approach to it. So
I enjoy it a great deal, especially being in the community that we're in. There's a lot of folks that have never seen a reptile, near less like the kinds of reptiles that we have in our space. So that's been really fun to witness, and converted a few brand new reptile keepers, which has been really awesome. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Have you found?
It's awesome.
Is it primarily pets? There's enthusiasts to collectors to breeders. Where do you see on that spectrum?
Actually, like some of all of that. There's like folks that have been breeding. There's this kid that comes in pretty frequently who's like new to breeding. He started up with crested geckos. He's ordered a few custom enclosures from us, which has been really rad. And then there's folks that have had never seen or like really interacted with reptiles before. Like for instance, one of our customers, she came in and fell in love with jewel lacertids, and I've been like helping her get everything set up so that she can bring her jewel lacertid home, and like that's been really fun. So yeah,
sounds like an expo.
Yeah.
only every day, right?
I was thinking that the other day. There's like you walk in our store and there's like a couch, like a little chill area like in the front. So I was like hanging out on the couch and I'm like, you know what? This is like an expo, but every day. That's why I'm tired.
Yeah, and when it's your own, when you either got the mortgage or the rent or just light to keep on, it's a little different, huh?
Yeah, it's true. It's I think that I approached it from a smart angle. Like our overhead is super low, and so that's like we just need to make like $80 a day, and that covers like all of our overhead, which is awesome, you know.
But you can't be paying yourself anything then.
Oh no, I have a full-time job for that.
This is charity work.
Yeah, this is straight volunteer work for now. Yeah, my full-time job pays me a salary, and once like it would be nice eventually for the tables to turn and for me to be able to do the store full-time. But having a full-time job and a super generous partner is like great right now. So
I find I'm in the pendulum swinging of less and less. Well, I don't have a full-time job anymore, but less and less of focusing on my career that has been my career. Yeah. But it's always nice to know that's right there. I'm like, I got that check coming because I still have that one client and I still have that, I still consult for that company. So it's nice. So it's really cool and liberating on the one end. And then it's still like, okay, I'm okay if things get weird, but it's been a really good year. So
it's like my job is like my parachute, and,
right.
And also it keeps it like we're brand new. We've only been open a month, and it makes it like, I feel like I would be a lot more stressed out if I didn't have a full-time job and full-time income, so it's going to keep it fun for longer. And then when I finally can go full-time, it's going to be like, oh, this is refreshing. So, Yeah.
Well, and it'll be so established by then. You'll have the
Yeah.
experience and the time under your belt and all that, the institutional knowledge of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, because I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I'm just like, when I tell you I'm straight winging it day to day. I am winging it day to day.
That's so
Figuring
cool
it
though
out.
that you just jumped in.
Yeah.
We're supposed to know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't some, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Who really
It's
knows?
crazy.
Who really knows what they're doing? You get in and you make mistakes and you learn.
Yeah.
And even when you have mentors or advisors that give you advice like, hey, watch out for this, don't make this mistake. A lot of times that shit doesn't matter and you have to make the mistake anyways for it to really settle in your brain.
Mean something.
Hard-headed.
Yeah. Yeah. Whether that's retail, whether that's management, whether that's breeding choices. I've made a lot of really stupid mistakes. And sometimes 3 or 4 times, but eventually you learn and you're able to move forward.
Robin, tell everybody, what do you got going on with this Project Redline? We were just talking about it, promoting it a little bit, but something I've learned about you is your vision and excitement is pretty contagious throughout the industry. And this is about as excited as I've seen you. Now, I didn't know you before you launched Redline, so I'm sure you were more excited then. But this is pretty exciting, man. Like it'll be 11:30 at night and you're firing off texts to me. You're like, hey, this is what's going to happen.
That's because I'm just trying to keep up with my day. I imagine summer's probably the same. I need like 12 more hours in the day to make this shit work.
Yep.
It's really difficult. So yeah, I'm texting and emailing at night. I did just sneak in a couple emails while I've been here, answering people wanting to know about getting in on Redline Project and doing patches. Shane Kelly at Small Town, he just sent me a new picture. He just got in his first patches, and now he's ordering more. So that's very exciting. So what we're doing for Redline Project is we're doing a crossbody sling bag.
Hey, let me blow you up here, Robin. You've been good enough to me. Let me get you the full screen here. There you go.
All right. So that's what it looks like. And us old folks would call it a fanny pack. Today they call it a sling bag. But this is the model that we're doing. It's in black. But we're also doing a limited edition all white version with some red trim. And so the point of the project is I ordered 200 of these in the limited edition white. I ordered 150 in the straight black. And we're going to be doing different patches that go on the bag with Velcro and throughout the industry. And people are going to do their logos, their designs, whatever kind of graphic they want to do, create a patch for the bag. And then the goal is to have it all done for Spring Tinley. And what I'd like to have happen is we have 150 or 200 vendors at Spring Tinley that have patches that you can collect, you can buy, you can trade. And just have everybody looking to participate in our patch program. Now, I saw this. I found this bag mostly because of Bob's balls. So if you know Bob at the shows, he wears a fanny pack along with his crew to keep his money in. And so those guys asked me, hey, can you please make a Redline fanny pack? And I thought, well, that's not a terrible idea. It'd be fun. So I researched it and I found the pack we're now using. And it was from the EDC crowd, the Everyday Carry crowd. And so these guys carry these packs and they put all kinds of tools and knickknacks and shit in it, pliers and screwdrivers and flashlights and stuff. And they have this one pack that I found, had this Velcro front, and they had all kinds of nonsense patches on there, skeletons and flowers and, pliers or whatever. But I thought, holy shit, this would be a really cool idea if I got vendors and breeders to make their own branded patch to go on the bag. Have crested gecko breeders have crested gecko patches, have ball python guys have breeder patches and ball python patches and things like that. I thought it would be a good opportunity. So I did some research on that, and I find out these PVC patches, which are essentially like a flexible rubber style PVC. You can get them made like this here is a 3-inch patch and it's 65 cents to get made in a 100 quantity. And so I thought, well, that's the really super low bar for people to participate. You can get 100 patches made for $65.
Yeah.
And that allowed you to participate in this program. So I started putting feelers out, and within 2 days, maybe 3 days, I had commitment from 100 different breeders and vendors. And so everybody loved the idea. You know, people love to do graphics. Some people love to do marketing. Some people hate to do marketing. But the other brilliant aspect of the program is it's such a low bar to entry. It's so easy to do that even the folks that don't really know marketing or have a passion for it like I do are like, well, this is something easy I can do. It's not, I mean, shit, back in the day, you wanted to put an ad in Reptiles magazine, it'd be $2,000, you know, do your marketing. That's what we did. So for me to create this little program for people, they can make 300 patches for less than $200. You know, just about everybody can participate in it, and I encourage everybody to participate. We're creeping up closer to 200 breeders and vendors that are participating, including Steve Leviathan. He's on board. They're going to be doing patches. Chris has already got some cool graphics going. All, you know, Bob's Balls has got cool stuff. And Bob was one of the ones I actually sent into the factory his design to get samples done. So this is an actual factual Bob's Balls patch in the PVC. So he's got 500 of these coming. I do tend to jump in both feet into the deep end. So I have at this point probably 20 Redline patches going to be done. Just logos. I'm doing some King of the Hill patches, Bobby Hill patches. We're doing some nonsense AI patches, that graphics we've made up. I'm doing one patch of a boombox just because I can. Yeah, so I'm encouraging folks to be creative with it. We started getting some logo designs, you know, from companies like, hey, let's do some logos and stuff. And that's cool. I talked to Portuguese Pythons, sponsor of the show.
Yeah.
You know,
I've heard of
if
them.
you know Danny and Adam, you know Danny pretty well, and you actually did a recent goof with the mustache.
I got real cozy with you know.
You sure did.
Yeah.
I was disappointed you shaved that giant mustache you grew. But
that was
so Danny at Portuguese, he's got a giant tombstone style mustache. I mean, just absolutely bonkers. It dominates his face. I love it. I think it's brilliant. And so I told Danny, hey, do a logo of Portuguese Pythons. They've got a great logo. They got cool colors. You can see it at the top of the screen. But I said, hey, let's do a mustache patch. Like, why not?
Yep.
And I sketched it out on paper, very rudimentary. And let me see, who did the art? Oh, I sent it over to the Bearded Herper on Instagram, who's done, at this point, dozens of designs for people. And he created a mustache patch that's just this part of Danny's face, just his mustache and his chin. And it says Portuguese Pythons. And I posted that, and people fucking loved it. They just, because it's stupid, it's silly, it's fun. Yeah. It's a signature thing for him. You know, he breeds ball pythons, but, you know, it's a mustache patch. And so that's kind of triggered other people to do other silly, more whimsical stuff as well.
Yeah.
Robin, let me ask you from a, so sorry, Chris, just a second. From a business standpoint, a nerdy standpoint, devil's advocate, just tee it up. I think I know the answer, but I think everybody should hear this if they're running a business. Why in the world do this? There's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort. You're not making anything on the patches. Okay, so even if you sell 200 bags at, 100% or 200% markup, you have a booming, big, I assume booming, a seemingly booming business on the outside. Why screw around with a bag and patch project? And like I say, I would get it, again, playing devil's advocate. I would get it if you were making a whole bunch of money, but you're putting all this effort in, and what's the payday at the end? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, so for me, I am putting in a shit ton of effort, and we're making a ton of patches, and I am the fucking world champion of giving shit away free. So I'll be giving away a lot of Redline patches for free. And, people know when we go to shows, we give a ton of stuff away. I've purchased 15,000 back scratchers in the last year, and I've not sold a single one. I've given them all away.
I got one.
Yeah, I think everybody on screen probably has one. Or two.
Right.
And so to your point, what that does is when you interact with your customer base, or when you interact with your peers, or you interact with your community, you create bonds and you create relationships and you create opportunities very much. And so, our market is competitive, and without question, this next year is going to be more challenging, right? The economy tightens up. Prices, especially like on the ball python side, come down. It's going to be very challenging. Some people are going to exit the industry, which to me, okay, but I think that creates more opportunity for other folks to take advantage of that. But it's a very competitive market. So what makes you stand out from everybody else? What makes Chris at Epic stand out from every other ball python breeder? What makes Bob's Ball stand out from every other python breeder? And a lot of it has to come down to branding, personality, interaction, and relationships.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks, I don't think, really grasp the importance of that. But if a small leopard gecko breeder that's competing with these giant leopard gecko folks, geckos, etc., or crested geckos with Pangea and these giant companies in our industry, they're only breeding a handful of animals a year. How do they stand out and how do they get noticed? It can be really challenging. But if they took advantage of this program with the patches, they created an interesting, fun patch that people were interested in. If they spent $200 to make a couple hundred patches, they could hand out at shows or put a free patch in with every shipment they send out. People are going to see that. They're going to see that branding. They're going to see that marketing. And they're going to say, well, that's an interesting patch. And I'd like to get to know that person better. And maybe I should look into their animals. I mean, Chris at Epic, he's put some graphics out. It's a fucking purple Rastafarian gecko. And if people see that, all you got to do is stop them for an instant. Like, you just got to get their eyeball. Once you catch their eye, it's on you to fucking seal the deal. So once you get their eyeball, then you sell yourself. And Chris has an opportunity. Once somebody comes over and they're like, man, I want one of your cool purple patches, then that's an opportunity to say, yeah, absolutely, here you go. Do you work with leeches? Do you work with ball pythons? What do you work with? Do you want us to check out stuff I'm doing? How long have you been in the business? What's your favorite thing? Like, you start a conversation, and that's where you start relationships. But I think it's a very low bar of entry, money-wise. And if you think about it as 65 cents for possible customer acquisition cost, it's a tremendous, tremendous value. Now, and that's why I think people should think about it on a little bit more creative scale and be more interesting and engaging. I'm not technically savvy enough to put graphics up, but like, if you saw Summer's patch, her art, her shit is different and cooler than anybody else's art out there. I can't wait for her patch to get done. It's phenomenal. And then Danny at S&S Pythons, Danny Schumann, he just put some art out, and I posted it on the blog. It blew my mind. It's him smoking a cigar with a ball python, but it's just fantastic. And I think people are going to go and look and try and find Summer to get Summer's patch, and they're going to try and find Chris to get Chris's patch, and they're going to go look for Danny to get his cigar patch. And I think that's the first step to securing those new customers. That's the first step to securing a new relationship, and that's the first step to creating those opportunities. So I think it's a great opportunity, not just for Pangea, who's participating, not just for Josh's Frogs that's participating, but for fucking Larry's Leaping Lizards. It's a chance for Larry to connect with people in our industry and do some stuff. It's a chance for Proper Royals. Well, I think you're bigger than Larry's Leaping Lizards, So, but it's a chance, and it's an accessible chance for the small guy. And I'd love for everybody to participate. It's not limited. You don't have to be a Redline shipping customer. You don't have to use Redline. You don't have to use me to go to the patch company. I'll publish the factory info. You can 100% do it yourself. You don't have anything to do with Redline. You can make your own patch. participate in having folks collect them and search them out. It's not a Redline branded thing. You don't have to buy the bag. That's not necessary. It's just a great opportunity that everybody can participate in. And it seems to have generated a lot of fun enthusiasm so far. So that's the 33-second version.
That's right. That's right. But all joking aside, that was a masterclass in community relationships. Set yourself apart from the crowd, start conversations. You're right. It's a crowded marketplace, no matter how many people are still in or how many people are getting out. I mean, everybody knows it's so crowded with ball pythons. What am I doing? I'm crazy, right? Well, I had a good year, and build a community, find your people, you know?
Yep. 100%.
So,
Chris.
No, so back to when Robin was saying, when Danny Portuguese pythons dropped their thing, because I saw the email that Robin had sent out about being part of the program, and I'm like, okay, I'll just probably take my logo and put my logo out there and do that. And then that got posted. I don't know if it got posted or if he sent it to me or something. The instant I saw Danny's patch for Portuguese pythons, I was like, there's no way I can just have my logo on there. That's not exactly going to work. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And then I started racking my brain, brainstormed a little bit with Robin. And then I like I said earlier, I just used Bing's AI image creator and kind of just did the little walk and talk. And it's funny that you brought up Danny Schumann. It's Melissa. Melissa did a lot of the legwork on that one.
Right. Yeah, his wife.
But she had reached out because she was like, "Oh my gosh, where'd you get that done?" I'm like, "I did it myself." She's like, "Of course you did." And then I was like, "It's so easy. Like you can do it yourself and have that joy in like building all these things." And now I have like a whole file of different ones that I'm slightly tweaking or stealing little things that Robin posts and adding them to this guy or whatnot. Even Summer had reached out to me to ask, a couple questions, and then she sent me hers, and I had the same exact opinion you had. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this paper mache thing coming together in the background. Yeah. Like this is fantastic. Like just the things that different people are doing are mind blowing and really cool. And then when Melissa sent over the final rendition of hers and Danny's and stuff like that, I'm like, that's legit awesome. Like it has to deal with snakes and reptiles, but it also deals with Danny as a character and what they like. And a lot of people in the hobby are also into that stuff. So you're going to pull people in on that regard and have a conversation because like, oh, you like cigars? Let's talk about this or whatever. What kind of whiskey do you like or whatever? So that's going to be very exciting. And I'll probably have a few different patches that I'll roll out, and several maybe I'll do like a bunch that are free. I'll have some special edition ones kind of that are for certain things or whatnot in that fashion. Because it's like you said, the price to play the game isn't a lot, but I feel that this is a big brand's doing it, someone that everybody knows and likes in the community, and it goes really well. And so I think it's just a great thing for me to have my brand attached to that going forward.
Yeah. And Adam, there's another side effect that Chris touched on, which I love. And it's just come to me once Danny Schumann did his new art. Melissa did it for him. Once Melissa did Danny's new art, it occurred to me. So like people are releasing their patch art, and it does cause a bit of a competitive spirit. Like, Chris is like, oh shit, I got to raise my game and up my bar. But what it's also doing is it's triggering folks to think about their brand and their logo again. Like, when's the last time I looked at my logo? Oh shit, I've had the same logo for 5 years. Maybe this is a really good opportunity to freshen it up. Or like Chris said, maybe I'll just bang out 8 or 9 cool new designs and I can use them over the next 3 years for social media. Mm-hmm. Like it's triggered all these creative thoughts that has nothing to do with the patches and the bags at this point, but just people are like, oh, let me reevaluate my presence, my branding, and my graphics. And I think that's awesome too. I'm stoked about that because I think it's an opportunity for people to, just take a fresh look. And maybe you expand it further and say, my show setup. Maybe I could take this new AI artwork graphic I stumbled upon and do some new table drapes for next Tinley, or do a new backdrop, or do a new approach. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if we showed up at the next big show and Epic has a giant gecko Rastafarian backdrop behind his table.
No, I'm gonna get a costume for Dez. I'm gonna have it made. He's gonna walk around the show in it.
He's gonna walk around it. Yeah. So I love marketing. I love being creative. I love the promotional side of the business. And so, yeah, just to think that this could be triggering folks to rethink their brand and their presentation, I think that's awesome as well.
It also turns it into a game, right? It gamifies each individual company marketing themselves. And that in and of itself can increase the success of the marketing effort. So it's fun. It's fun. It's playful. Everyone is I'm not going to take myself too seriously. Right. And I felt the same way. When I first saw Chris's patch, I was like, okay, I can't just do my logo. this locked up Rasta lizard. I gotta do something way cooler than just my logo for this. But yeah, I mean, Robin, lots of your ideas are brilliant, and this is just doesn't fall short of that bar. So it's so fun.
I'm excited about it. And just to let everybody know, I'm trying to keep the Redline site blog up to date with info about the project and patches. And you can go on there, and I've put a bunch of graphics up there from Danny Schumann, from Portuguese Pythons. Epic Chris is up there. Summer's great fucking artwork is up there as well. It's very hard to describe what Summer did. It's a depth type of perception, multi-level deal, but it's so dope. So yeah, if you want to check out what other people are doing and get the current info, we're just now starting the project, so nobody's missed out on anything. There's no deadline. We're trying to have everything done by spring Tinley, and from the time you place an order to the time you have patches in hand is probably 4 weeks. So there's plenty of time to get stuff done and get on board. And if you don't have it for spring Tinley, you can have it for fall Tinley. Who cares? Just make some patches. I think it's just an easy program for folks to participate in, and check out the blog at redlineshipping.com, and you can get up-to-date info and all of that. So there we are.
All right, Robin, anybody watching this show better know exactly everything about Redline Shipping, but in case they don't, give us a quick pitch on Redline Shipping, and then I'm kicking you out of here because I said everybody it would be a hangout for a lot of people, man.
Yes, I agree. Okay, the quickest thing, redlineshipping.com, we provide live shipping service for reptiles, aquatics, and inverts. And we provide all the packaging that you need for that year-round, from insulated boxes to heat packs to phase packs to reptile bags and containers as well. We have a great world-class customer service team to walk you through the process if you've never shipped before. We have a great customer service team to help you out if your FedEx shipments get held up or have issues. We have live arrival and on-time insurance. And we just at 1 year plus live, we are #1 in reptile shipping, and I freaking love it. We have great team works really hard. So, and we have great folks, that support us and believe in what we're doing. So I'm a super nerd about shipping as well as the branding and marketing thing. So that's my passion, and I'm excited to do what we do. Thanks, Adam.
Hey, Robin, thank you. And all seriousness, from the bottom of my heart, you were the guy that gave me a shot, gave this show a shot, slapped your logo on my show. And it's been a really cool ride. I'll keep some of the stuff private, but you've done a lot for me. Thank you so much. I hope you had an awesome holiday. I can't wait to see you certainly in Tinley. Hey, we got to connect on, I was there vending at Ed and Emily's show this weekend, and I was like, oh yeah, I talked to Robin about this. So anyhow, I got to re-up on some of your stuff, and thank you for everything, man. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Take care. Much love, Summer. I'll see you later.
For sure. Bye, Robin.
Yeah. See you in California, Robin?
Oh.
Unfortunately, no. I'm not going to Pomona.
Summer, see you there?
Yes, I'm so stoked. I can't wait for Pomona.
Summer will be there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I expect really big things for 2024. I think we can all have a fantastic year and make the most of it. So I'm looking forward to it. Happy New Year to everybody. I'm out in 5,000 G.
All right. Thanks so much, Robin.
Thanks.
Bye. Hey, everybody, I want to make sure Summer, you're welcome to hang out or not, whatever you wish. But you all should check out Summer's shop, but it's pronounced shop, but it's spelled S-H-A-P.
Well,
And
it's pronounced shap. So the shap. Yeah. So it is. It's so the way that it's spelled, it's like
I could say Vallejo.
Yeah, it's kind of spelled like phonetically, like how it's meant to be, how it's meant. It's basically shop, but with a little Louisiana seasoning on it, you know.
Hey, look, I can know how to say umlauta, but I know what the umlauta is. I just don't know how to pronounce it right. But
It's fine, brother.
You need a shap underneath and some fingers doing the Salt Bay thing.
There you go. Yeah, a little Old Bay on top, the Cajun seasoning. You told the story, and I thought it was great of your family's heritage on the show when you were on Proper Royals Live. So if you guys want to hear the story of the shap, I'm not doing it justice, but check it out. The story is there all around.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm gonna like bounce out with Robin, I think.
I was gonna say I'm gonna kick everybody out, and we're gonna get a whole new crowd of hanging out tonight. Love you guys.
See you guys.
Thanks for hanging out. I'll see y'all soon. Okay,
Chris, see you soon.
Yep.
All right, Chris, Ken, Robin, you're out of here. Steven's stuck because he's like the unofficial gatekeeper. He's the backup. If I get kicked off, I know he can hang.
Adam, thanks for letting me come on and hang out with you guys.
Ken, always a pleasure, brother. I'll see you at Tinley this year.
Definitely. I think I'll have another table. So.
Oh, you're getting two?
No, I think I'll have one table. I don't have a permanent spot there, but I think I've got a table again. This will be my third Tinley in a row, but I don't have a permanent spot. But I'm always working behind the scenes, hustling to get a table. So
if it gets weird, check with me. I can't promise, but because I have a partnership promise with somebody else. But
no, I know, I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we can all fit one display, 1.5, rotate them, whatever.
For sure. But I am like 90% sure that I have a table. So,
okay. All right.
But cool. I appreciate it. And it was good hanging out with you guys. Good to see you again.
You too, man. Enjoy Toronto. Enjoy when you get back to Indiana.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone.
All right. Cheers, Ken. Thanks, brother. All right. Are you staying, Robin? You can.
No, I'm waiting for you to close me out.
You did.
You gotta kick him out.
All right, you're out of here. This is the real time. I will see you later. I love you. I appreciate you. Thanks for everything. I'll be in touch soon, brother.
Adam,
he is gone. Steven, how are you, man?
I'm doing well. No, Robin's
the longest you haven't spoken that I've ever been around you.
I know, it's wild. I'm over here just like bursting. I'm like, oh, there's so many questions I want to talk to Robin about, but I'm like, he's talking. I have to shut up. It's not my turn.
Was that not a top rate marketing lesson and community and differentiation right there?
100%. Like this is actually something that we've been talking about a little bit, like Courtney and I and like other people. But I feel like that the whole idea of differentiating yourself in the reptile hobby, so important. I think that Robin hit the nail on the head when he was talking about branding and personality, because I feel like, at least for me, a lot of things that I hear when people are like, why should someone buy from you? Is they'll be like, I have great animals and I have great customer service. But if every single person says it, it's not a competitive advantage. It's just the baseline. So
it's just the standard you have to meet to even like be able to hang in the game.
Yeah. What's going on, friends?
Oh, look who's in the audience. Hang on. I don't know how long they'll stick around. Paul at Large March, congratulations on your big win.
Paul.
Congrats,
Paul.
Paul.
Cool. Man, Paul, I swear to God, man, on my big there's kids in the room. I'll be careful. On my big, huge
don't worry about it, Adam.
Incubator. No, it's all right. On my big incubator, I have the Paul Large Mark stickers and magnets that you sent me like a year ago, brother. And I meant to grab one tonight because I don't have any stickers all around here. But I meant to grab it, and I apologize. But congratulations! Thanks for all the fun content, and good job getting that done, man.
No.
So, what's going on? We got James from J and S. That's Shannon from Green Dragon Brokers. Shannon, you should turn your phone sideways, man. We'll see more of you. Shannon, are you there? Ground control. Oh, you're there. Do you speak or you just mime?
He's delayed.
There you go, Shannon. Good
Yeah,
job.
I can't hear you, Adam, because I'm on my cell phone in North Dakota.
Why are you in North Dakota?
Well, that's where Shannon's from, man. He's an undercover northern Midwesterner too, man.
All right. So
Hey,
now
I just wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas, and I'll bounce out so somebody else can get in and tell you how valuable you are to me.
Hey, Shannon, thank you so much, man. It's been an awesome year working together, seeing you grow, your excitement, your enthusiasm, man. Keep getting it, man. All right, he's going to hear that in 5 seconds, but it's there.
That's North Dakota internet for you.
Yeah, it could be. Shannon knows I love him. It could be a little user error. Who knows, man? That's Jen and Owen at High Viz, and then Casey
Tristan.
at.
That's
Oh,
me.
and Tristan.
And Tristan.
Tristan, what's up, dude? Hang on, let me get you on the big screen, Tristan. Oh, that's not
That's
you.
Steven on the big
Steven.
screen.
We don't need more of Steven's face. There he is. What's up, Tristan?
Hi.
How you doing tonight, man?
Excited to join in because I saw you guys were doing this.
Yeah. What's
You crashed
your
the party.
Wait,
What-
show the picture.
what's your-
Show the shirt.
Oh yeah, I got it.
You got the High Viz Pythons t-shirt?
I put it on last minute because I saw it.
Oh,
And,
nice work.
Jen and I both have something else to show off too.
Real quick, it was a
Ooh.
joint Christmas present.
Okay.
Yeah. No. All right. So stand up. Everybody. We got-
What in the world? Oh, you got kilts? Nice.
and they got pockets.
Yeah, these are like industrial work kilts. This is the utility man kilt.
Yeah. It was funny because I was like, oh, well, you know, like Troy from Best Dressed always has his like sparkly jackets, and I was like, well, high vis pythons. Maybe we just need to get some high vis kilts.
You need
And
neon
so-
kilts. There's a dude. What's his thing? It's not Celtic, but there's a dude around here that he does the kilt thing as well.
Super comfy.
Which I got burnt out on the kilt thing in the whole Irish punk rock scene.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I've given it up.
Yeah,
but I do have one.
Totally.
Two extra points. Do you know what the little the pouch is called? The traditional name for the pouch?
It's a sporran.
Sporon. Yeah, that's it. You got it. All right. You get the 2 extra points. Not that anybody's keeping score, but you got them. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
and the crazy thing about it is, like, I've never worn a kilt before, even though like we met doing medieval reenactment and everything else. I've never worn a kilt before, but wearing a kilt feels very much like wearing hakama.
Hey, you can pee easily, right?
Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That is a fair point.
Christmas Eve, I gave him the kilt, and then he goes off and he's like, I'm going to take my first pee in a
You know
kilt.
what? You know, you just flip that shit up and just do your thing.
He goes back from the bathroom, and I'm just like, was it everything you thought it would be? And he's like, and more.
It's quite refreshing, I have to say, especially
it's the
on,
exact same way. It's the exact same way you would pee in hakama, or the way you would pee in ogre pants. Like,
what is hakama? What are you talking? What is
What is
hakama?
hakama?
Yeah, I
Okay,
haven't
so
heard that.
if you didn't know, hakama are
I don't.
these samurai pants.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought they were.
Samurai pants that you see
Yep.
the samurai sword fighting in. And I've got a couple pairs of them because I'm a sword fighter. But yeah, no, you pee in them the same way. I tell you what you don't want to do. You don't want to go poop while wearing a chainmail shirt.
we go.
Lessons you didn't know you needed.
Like, take your
That's really
chainmail
great information,
off
guys. That's
before
really
you
great
try-
information.
File that
Remember,
under,
that's
file that under
Remember-
boots before corset.
that's
That's a boots. Yeah.
Boots before corset. Poop before chainmail.
Shoots before poops.
that is Justin. Justin, where's Alex, man? You don't bring Alex on?
she's actually in the background. She had a little long night, so we've been traveling a bunch lately for the whole holidays. You got my family, then her family, so we're going back and forth, and so she's beat. She's just like basically getting it together tonight. So we actually had to do a bunch of traveling today and yesterday. So
she's the reason the expression "better half" was created.
better. Oh, that's if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be fucking.
You're still watching that ball sail that you hit out of the park, man.
Right. You know,
You and me both, pal. Cheers, man.
Absolutely. Cheers. So
Hey, those of y'all that don't know, that is Justin from Pressure Pipe. Man, I almost kicked remove instead of put you back to normal size. That wouldn't have been very nice. That's Justin, and he's out. No, that's Justin at Pressure Pythons. I'm sure there's other people that have done it incredibly well, and probably in this audience and maybe on the screen right now. But I saw your growth, rocket growth up close, man. I remember when you were like, it wasn't exactly this, but may as well have been like, what does pastel do? And like at the shows, I would see you in Jacksonville. You're going a mile a minute. You're at 19 different vendors' booths. You're like, all right, I'll be back. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to ever see this guy again, man. And then it grew. It was a really cool relationship, man. I appreciate your support so
hey,
much.
we wouldn't be where we're at today if it wasn't for you at the end of the day. So
somebody would have helped you. You're too good of a guy, but man, that was really cool to see. And like I say, I know there's other people working as hard out there, but you're a pretty hard worker and you're right after it, man. And it was really cool to see. So thanks for the support and your help getting me up here. Those of y'all that don't know, Justin is who I left a bunch of eggs with.
Yep.
Because I didn't want to travel with them. So it's great to have you here tonight. And then the last, not least, I think the very, very first, correct me if I'm wrong, Casey. I think the very, very first Patreon subscriber ever, I believe.
Quit blowing me up, damn it.
Casey Goff. There it is. Goff's Reptile.
That was me.
Is that correct? That was you, man. Like
that was me.
You don't know the crazy validation when you, or maybe you do, but when you start something and you're like, okay, what's gonna happen? And then like, boop. 1 subscriber. I was like, yes. It was like the first time I ever sold a snake, man. It was phenomenal. How you doing, Casey?
Doing good. Doing real good.
Good, man. How the snakes doing? You got everything repaired from the hurricane and all that?
I did. Everything's going good. We're just, waiting for hopefully 2 clutches to drop in the next 30 to 60 days.
Hell yeah. Casey.
One reabsorbed on me, so that thing's happened. And then just waiting for the rest of them to grow up. I got several more that's this next year should be going.
Hey, don't feel bad, Casey. I had actually one I feel like that absorbed on me as well. So we're in the same boat. So don't feel
it
bad,
happens. Bro. It's going to happen. I mean, no one gets 100% on these.
We have a girl who is coming up on, I want to say 5 years and hasn't laid a clutch for us yet. 4 or 5 years.
Steven, how you been, bro?
I've been well.
Yeah? How was your Christmas?
It was really good. It's pretty chill, which is nice. So I feel like
Steven says pretty chill, but I totally saw you like ninja, like Indiana Jonesing it through the passway through the kitchen.
Yeah.
Wrapping your whole interior of your whole house. Yeah.
Okay. So that I 100% support this. But Courtney is the one who does 99% of the work for this. We feel like it's super, super important, at least for our kids, for Christmas to be magical and make memories. So that way when they go back, there's specific things that they remember. So it's things like that where it's okay, yeah, they get presents. That's awesome. But we want them to the memory of oh, the entire living room was wrapped. That kind of thing.
So do they get to blast through the doorway, just charge and
So that's what we were hoping
I think it's some sort of football, breaking through paper thing that was happening years ago.
So that's what we were hoping for. And our 8-year-old runs up to it really fast. And he stops right before it. I'm like, it's just paper. You can go through it. And he's like, okay, I'll do it. And he goes back. And he runs up again and he stops again. And it's it's just, and he's just like to get it all down rather than running through it. Like, I don't know if he thought that we like would trick him and put up a brick wall behind it. Like,
Clearly, he had to be like meticulous about it. Like he had to like apply a process to that.
I think that he was just scared that he didn't know what was going to be on the other side, so he had to like do it with his hands rather than just run through it. Like
either that or he was afraid of like getting in trouble for breaking stuff, because like as adults we tend to chastise the children for breaking things. So
but yeah, no, it was really good. It was super chill.
There's Jeremy.
I love it.
Fuck yeah, Jeremy. Come on.
Look, I'm all too familiar with that.
Yeah.
I'm all too
We had
familiar.
so many screaming matches last night about like who was unwrapping what.
Jeremy, do you have the voice?
Jeremy's
Better
here
have
and
the
he's
voice,
got his
Jeremy.
No, dude, this is my own creation, bro. This is
See, you can't even have the voice. He's like my own
why
creation.
is your stormtrooper like bleeding blue through its skull?
Jeremy, is that a
I need backstory
VPI or a TSK mask?
Oh, that's Star
TSK.
Wars.
TSK. Well, of course we gotta
That's
get TSK,
TSK
bro.
all day. Yep.
No, that's not store bought, dude. That's one that I bought the bear helmet and painted everything up from scratch.
Oh, that's
Came
sweet,
out super
Jeremy.
nice.
That's really sweet. Hell yeah.
I have a random snake question for everybody, just because I had seen it, and I know that this doesn't connect to Christmas and all that stuff. What did everybody think of the monsoon pied?
Oh,
like
I didn't see it.
I saw two different ones. I saw Brock's and then I saw another
Austin's.
person's, and Brock's was very high white. And the other individual's was more patterned. And I thought it was pretty cool.
I only saw the high
Shout out to
white.
Brock.
That was really
Shout out
cool.
to Brock. I didn't
Yeah.
like
Yeah, super cool. Like Brock
Super
killed
cool.
it. Austin's the as far as I know, like unless there's other monsoon pieds out there, I think Austin is the first one to hit it because he hit that pastel monsoon pied
Yep.
like right before October Tinley. But I know he was waiting to like release it and all that stuff. So
He's
Was
still
that
waiting to
was the
release
higher
it.
pattern
Like,
one? Was that Austin's?
what are you doing, Austin? What are you doing, bro?
Austin's was the lower pattern one. It had the pastel in it, so it kind of blended together
Mm-hmm.
a little bit more. And I don't know how I feel about that one. I didn't get to see Brock's.
I
I'm
think
so
that
obsessed with the Mojave monsoon. Like I love the Mojave monsoon, how it looks. Now to see that in a pied situation, that's a little different. I would like to see what it looks like. So
My favorite
yeah, that
pied
would
is
be
Mojave
interesting.
pied. So seeing a Mojave pied monsoon would actually
That would
be
be
really,
sick.
really cool.
yes, I'm a big
Yeah.
Mojave monsoon guy. I like how Mojave and monsoon work together. I've seen them. They're great. They're freaking amazing. So
but yeah, like
It
I
looks
think
like
Hi guys.
it looks like a cinnamon pied with a little bit of monsoon in the head. That's the one I'm seeing from Brock's. I didn't
Yeah.
see the
No,
other
you're
one.
saying from
Is,
Brock, yeah, that's kind of what it looks like, Adam. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
yeah. Does
Now you
Did,
know them cinnamon
Austin-
pies how they look because you create them. So
hey, if people learn the cinnamon pies, I'm your man. I got them right here, man. I got
And they're
I got 5 or 6
amazing.
of them still. You got one, huh?
the pinstripe pies are even more
Sin
amazing.
pin, yeah. Yep.
Come on. So
But yeah, I think that what I think is pretty cool with it. So I feel like with Brock hitting it, I really like the definition. Like you can get the monsoon pattern with the pied stuff going on, but it is higher white, and I particularly like low white pieds.
low white.
And I think that with Austin, the pastel in it, you lose the definition and the contrast of the monsoon pattern, but it shows that it has high pattern. So to me, what that says is that it doesn't really affect the pattern. It's completely random like any other pied. And if you can get a monsoon pied with the definition of monsoon with the pattern of the monsoon pastel pied, I think it's going to look amazing.
Oh, that would be
Absolutely.
awesome.
We got to slap
Absolutely.
some.
You went
It's got to get
1,000%
some
right.
Enchi in it, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
But I'm
it's Enchi
wondering
right
if
away.
Enchi would actually reduce the pattern on the monsoon because
It might
Enchi's a
smear
pattern
it, yeah.
reducer, so it might actually.
If
be
you're going with a
working against
pied
us.
pattern, it's gonna definitely reduce. If you go with a pied, it's definitely to me it's gonna reduce. So I don't know.
We might need to go right with Justin, just what you were talking about. We might need to go right back to pinstripe. The pinstripe monsoon was
Pinstripe.
pretty cool.
Pinstripe
And
might be the way
pinstripe
to
brings
go.
color back into the cinnamon ones.
What,
yeah.
what have I always told you, Adam? Like when you have a cinnamon pied, it's all white snake, but you throw pinstripe in there, you get the saddles back. Or you get an
And
all
the golden-
Mojave pie, it's gonna be all white
Yeah.
snake almost. But you throw some pinstripe in there, you're gonna get saddles back. You're gonna get that that formication back down the snake.
Yeah.
And it might be not super high white, but it's going to be halfway right there in between, you know? So I don't know. That's just my opinion where I've seen visually what's done. That's where I look at it. So
my favorite pieds are medium white pieds. Like it has enough white to show you it's a pied.
Right.
But it's got enough.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, it's like I want saddles. I want
saddles. That's how I am. I want saddles.
I want the saddles. I want there to be something to show me that this is a pied because it's got enough positive and negative space to be what it is.
Yep.
And so
I have one other question, but I'll wait because I know that Adam, you brought people in, and I also don't want to like. Yeah.
No. This is where I'm like, some nights
bro.
it's nice. I'm just like, get them in here. Yeah. This is Sarah and Josh at Sundog Serpents, and
it's Casey.
are going to be.
it's
Casey.
There
They are. Sarah vended with me. Was that in Orlando or Tampa? That was Orlando.
Orlando, yeah.
Yeah. And but anyway, you all be vending under your own banner, which you've recently redid your logo, and you'll be vending under your own banner in February in Tampa. Is that correct?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Very cool. Thanks for coming on tonight. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
We could
honor is
do
ours. Thank you, sir.
Oh shoot. We could do a whole episode, and we might do a whole episode. You recently got an FWC visit out of the blue. Like that would be that's some content right there, huh? We had a little game planning session, and I will be completely transparent. I had nothing to add to that game planning session other than just do what you do and be upfront with the guy.
Good luck.
Yeah. I got you. I'm rooting for you.
I'm speed, my friend.
I mean, the stuff that we already normally do, the cleanliness and all that was, just keep doing that. But the paperwork, that's where the trouble comes in.
Jeez.
Yeah, the husbandry, I mean, it's fine. We're not worried about that at all. But the stuff they require you to have just as soon as they walk in the door, there's a lot. And there's stuff we didn't know that we learned. So, yeah, I definitely would love to get all that down and kind of help some other people who live in Florida.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, you know what? Maybe we'll do that in like a Patreon episode or something. I don't know, maybe we'll do a regular episode. I don't know. Not everything has to be behind a paywall. But anyway, so it went well. Spoiler, it went well, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then those of y'all that don't know, that's Jeremy Warfels down there too. And Jeremy also has his own podcast, which, it just guesses when I do it first. I got to slide. Jeremy, you know my pain, Jeremy. You're like, I don't know, I'll click a button and see what happens, man. I hope it happens.
So how do we get invited to the barbecue? That's all I want to know from Jeremy.
Well, you just send me a message, because what I'm going to do this year for the barbecue is I'm going to do.
Wait, Jeremy, you skipped step one. You got to send your best Stormtrooper Star Wars equipment, collectible gear to him first.
Yeah,
then you get the address.
Talk to Jeremy.
I got you, Jeremy. I'm a Star Wars fanatic, so I got some Star Wars.
Can I ask Jeremy for a second?
We can talk to Jeremy at the barbecue.
But I can tell him about it now.
Okay.
That just means I'm gonna have to have someone doing pat downs when they go up to the man cave.
Yeah, there was.
I only got my pocket knife, dude.
I might be the only person who's ever I had the Star Wars room as my own private suite for 2 evenings, I believe it was a 2-night stay in the Chateau Star Wars.
I will tell you what, everybody. I heard Adam up there playing with the lightsabers and pretending he was Darth Vader. Don't let him lie to you.
I mean,
Rome.
Here's the saddest.
I am your father.
Here's the saddest fact ever. I had no idea what any of that stuff is. I had never seen the movies. I got no clue. I have no earthly idea. No, I swear to God.
Adam, you have failed us.
I know.
Good on you, Adam. You don't need to get on that train.
I might need to rethink this Patreon.
Casey's got questions too.
Me trying to sit still for 9 episode, 27 hours of this stuff? Absolutely not. It's
Adam, you only need to watch 6 movies. The last 3 don't exist.
Yeah, no, they don't count. There is
Which
3
three?
movies.
The middle 3.
That is not a trilogy.
Yeah, that don't count.
I don't know. It's lost on me, man. I think it's cool. The room was actually really cool. And actually, all joking aside, I mean, you got the figures, you got the unopened, you know, that's weird to say, unmolested toys, unbothered toys. But you got all sorts of like personal. You got personal signatures from a ton of the cast, and what's his name? Billy D. Williams. He's up there. Little note.
Well, he's up there, but I don't have his autograph.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay, my bad.
No, I was gonna get his autograph, but he wanted some outrageous amount, and it's like, nah, I can't justify that. Lando was cool, but he wasn't that cool for what he wanted.
He was so cool. He's the cool side of the pillow.
Jeremy was saying, Adam, I am your father.
He's got a little he's got a little intercom that it just sounds like Darth Vader's voice. You could just talk. I'm making this up. This is what's going to happen.
What he doesn't know is those improvements are coming.
He's like, note to self. This is good. Jeremy, I got something for you, man. You know, I usually don't show snakes, and we both have an understanding that if we miss an episode or two of each other's show, we understand because it's busy. I got something for you. I don't show snakes often, but you're the guy that's going to love this one. Hang on. Let me put my own bad face up there. Hang on. Here we go. Let's see if I don't get bit here first.
Oh, now just you saying that has me really wondering what you're going to pull out.
Well, it starts with a V and ends with a P and an I.
Hey, it's your Jabats, gentlemen. Is Adam going to get bit?
That's nice, dude.
There we go. That was a VPI clown, and I would be remiss if I didn't say it was courtesy of Creative Genetics. He is out on stud loan, and this gentleman will be making beautiful babies this year for me. But Jeremy, that's a VPI clown male breeder there.
If you want to do a comparo, we've got a TSK that we can pull up for you.
Oh, that's
I missed the Lions and TSK clown this year. I was so
that is Jeremy's baby, the TSK one. Yeah, put it up there.
Josh went to get him.
Okay, let me pop you up here.
Adam, I might need to get one of the girls from whatever comes out of that clutch because I got that Grim Poshet Clown VPI Lavender boy, and I've got his shed in a baggie. I got to send that out, but whatever he comes back as is going to be kind of insane. And I won him in a free, I won him on a live out of a grab bag drawing.
Whoa, nice.
LMK.
I got him going to 6 or 7 females. So there's going to be options. All right, the TSK version right here. Here we go. The Axanthic off just for Jeremy Warbles for Christmas.
Which one is more brown? That's the question.
Man, I'm a big TSK. But
Jeremy loves that TSK. We all know it.
I was going to say, you're not going to get any better than that right there. I'm sorry, Adam. I love you, bro. But that right there, that's the diamond.
Hey, there's a reason that the big one is the big one, man. You can, I get it. Look, but they're like the VPI is like the Yankees. You can love them or hate them, but they're always in the lead. Okay, I'm not even a Yankees fan. I know that.
Well, here
it's also the black and white pinstripes. It fits the whole analogy, right?
Right.
Let me show you one thing that even trumps even the greatest TSK. All right.
Oh,
Marcus Jane, what is it? What you got? What you pulling out?
But just at hypo.
I never do these snake showing episodes. This is why it just turns into nothing but
that's thick as fuck. You're right.
This is my male holdback jungle carpet that has
carpet.
that much tipping to it that I question if there's not diamond blood in one of the parents.
Oh,
I thought about getting into cockpit.
Jungle carpet.
May as well be talking about Darth Vader. I don't know what's going on here.
That looks really consistent.
And he still hasn't even gotten his yellows in yet.
And he's not even bitey. He looks really chill and cool.
Yeah, both of the ones that I held back are really chill. The ones that went out to everybody else seemed like they got an attitude after they left Daddy.
Aww.
Yeah, I was up there that I wouldn't even hold those. They were just tagging everybody. I was like, no, thanks. I'm good, man. That thing is way calmer.
Shout out to Ken at Primal Scales and to Steven and Courtney at Leviathan. I think 2 of my favorite snakes I got from both of them. It was a really fun day, I picked up a snake from Ken, and we're in Chicago and he's in Northwest Indiana. And so I found like this rando diner. And so we met up at like the Purple Bull Diner by the casinos in Northwest Indiana and had breakfast and did a snake purchase.
It was wild.
It was really fun though. It was really cool.
We
and
talked about our martial arts history
and snake. We talked about snakes and beating people up, and that was that. And it was a really fun morning with Ken on a Saturday.
But no, for the go ahead. I apologize.
I was just gonna say Ken is one of the coolest dudes to just hang out with, whether it's at a diner, having a beer. Like you just talk to Ken. He's just cool to hang out with. I met him in Daytona, and thankfully got to hang out in Tinley after he'd been on the show a time or two. And he's a cool guy. He's a really great asset to the community.
Yeah, the snake I bought from him, I saw it on Instagram. I saw it on at Tinley in person. And then I saw it again when Morph Market was doing their sales, and he'd marked her down. And I was like, all right, I'm down. I'm in like Flynn. And she's this really crazy pinstripe bongo Krypton. And
yeah.
Like, oh my God, get out. She's crazy. Love it.
Adam, one of the things I wanted to say about that is that I appreciate, like, you know, we all come from different walks of life and everything else. And one of the things I appreciate is that when we come to the snake community, like all the other BS just kind of falls away. And we're just here to share in this particular passion. Sorry if I was a little bit William Shatner about that, but we're here just to share in this passion, and
we feel more alike than different.
Yeah, that's the thing. We feel more alike than different in this space, and even though we're new breeders and we haven't produced a clutch yet or anything like that, I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for being such a welcoming community.
Well, thank you very much. And I think I've shared my sort of different versions of that story, but it's something that I missed. It's something that's not so common in social media for sure, and maybe not in life anymore. And I was always happy to try and set out to create that. I've told the story of like going to my first punk rock show ever and just being like, they're all weird, man. This is cool. This is my place, man.
Where was your first basement show? Where's your first basement show?
At the Milk Bar. The first basement show was the Milk Bar in Jacksonville, Florida. It was in the basement of a high-rise building. And believe it or not, it was Blink 182 was opening for Less Than Jake, and Less Than Jake was the headliner.
Oh, really?
And and I'd never heard of Blink 182 in my life. It was before they hit, and they played early, and then they were like, hey, we got to get out of here because we're playing the roller skating rink in Orange Park in like 2 hours. So they drove across the river to play the roller skating rink. Yeah, that was it.
My mom actually won like a NASCAR like drawing to like do like the NASCAR run around at the Milk Bar.
Yeah. It was a man. They knew somebody. I gotta say, hey, Chris. Thank you so much, Chris the Snakes in the Family. I mean, Chris, thank you so much, man. It's been a cool thing to see the past couple months with the 15 minutes of lame, the stuff you do for the community. Thanks for being on the show and the support. Thanks for being here. You come hang out if you want, man. We got like 24 minutes. I'm getting out of here at 10 o'clock. We're not doing a 5-hour hangout, man. But thank you so much, though, Chris. No. What's that, Jeremy? You're on mute, man. We can't hear you, Jeremy.
All right, I do have a question once Jeremy figures out all of this, but it was one from earlier. So, like, just trying to engage everybody that's here. For all the stuff that happened this year, like everything that you saw in the snake community, what was the best thing, whether it's an animal-produced thing that happened? What do you think was just your favorite thing that happened this year in the entire reptile community?
I'm calling somebody with popcorn.
When we went to the auction for the Daytona show, the amount of money that was raised for the guitar, and it just kept getting redonated. I thought that was amazing. And it really made me see how much reptile keepers care to help this business, help it grow and keep it going. And that was really, it was really amazing to me. It kind of made me feel like, oh, I mean, this is great. This is a great community. So that was, I think, probably the highlight for everything I witnessed from the reptile community.
Absolutely.
Those Daytona auctions are like sensory perception overload. Like we can't, I don't know that we can accurately describe. It's massive. I mean, I don't know how many people were in that room. I mean, it was more than a thousand.
Yeah.
Daytona.
I think Daytona is a bigger show with the amount of people, but because like Tinley is like, at least fall Tinley is like right there on October and everybody's hatched out their hatchlings, the animals are a little bit better because Daytona is like earlier in the season, it's August, but I do think that Daytona is like more people, bigger venue, bigger show. Like I love Tinley. I would tell you Daytona is my favorite of the national shows.
I want to go to Daytona sometime.
I'll be there next year for sure.
Stephen, Tinley is quite a drive for you.
Yeah. We're going March. We're gonna be driving up there. We're doing not for like, we don't have to get into this all stuff now or anything, but we're gonna be doing a like documentary mini series, and we're gonna be following Bob's Balls around Tinley and all that stuff. So
oh, look at you, man! Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Forward
cool.
to the miniseries.
Yeah, I'm stoked about it. So, but
another Netflix series, right?
So after all of the stuff with the documentary, I like looked. So Netflix, you have to have like an agent. You have to have like your agent like submit to Netflix.
I'm playing with you, Steven. You gotta get on.
Steven's like, oh, you got jokes? I got real answers for you, pal. Here's what I do in my spare time.
Yeah. So then I looked into like, there's like Netflix, there's like Amazon Prime. You can submit to Amazon Prime without an agent. But the only thing on that one is I'm worried that like, let's say that we did like a miniseries and we had like 5 to 10 episodes. It doesn't really matter what it would be. And it's super cool. It's awesome. Great quality, enough to get on like Netflix or Amazon Prime. I'm worried that if we put it on Amazon Prime, nobody would really see it because like our audience is on YouTube. So
yeah.
Honestly, Steven, I think the quality of what you produce with the 15 minutes documentary it holds its own from a documentary standpoint. I really do. I really enjoyed it. It felt like a movie when we were watching it. It felt like a movie. It felt like something I would actually pay extra for. And so if you were to go that way, I think it would be really great. I think the challenge for you is if you were going to go with the Amazon option, they would want to lock you in for a certain number of episodes. You would have deadlines, and how well does that balance with your day job and snakes and everything else? Because that's really a third job.
But
so
that's
if you were
where the money gets involved, though, like it's a money worth it to do that point, though, you know. So
yeah,
but Steven, also doing Amazon Prime, make it only available on Amazon Prime, so you make all your viewers from going from YouTube to going to Amazon Prime, and it's on a more substantial station. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you make sure all your viewers go there. You know.
So what I would say on it when it comes to like Netflix, YouTube, Amazon Prime, ultimately the reason why like we do it isn't like, I think that total we probably made like $500 from like the documentary between like the super chats from like the like initial premiere and then like the views afterwards, because it's only gotten like 6,000 views or something like that, which is awesome. I'm super stoked for that. By the way. I'm stoked for that. But it is with Amazon. So one, if you're going to submit to Amazon or like any of those kind of like streaming services, you have to have it all done anyway. So it's not like we could like do it, like we're not in a position where we could get like a contract with Amazon or Netflix and then go out and produce it. It would have to be like all done. Here's the files. You send it to them and they review it and they're like, is this good enough to go on our platform or not? So there's no guarantee that it would even go on. And even if it did go on, most likely what would end up happening is they're not going to pay in advance on it. They would end up paying like, just like YouTube, certain percentage, like whenever people view it, you get paid that way. So ultimately,
but my thing is like the big directors and shit that see you doing that could take you to a whole nother level because you're the only guy out there representing ball pythons and getting into the community and doing like that quality of video. So therefore, like you might have some big wig guys that just recognize you. Therefore, it's like sometimes it's worth taking the loss of the money and going in the opposite direction because you might get other people's attention that might want to pull you in. That can make you a lot more substantial money and a whole nother direction.
I am not opposed to doing it. I personally find I find the like videography, cinematography, all that stuff. I feel like that's a hobby. I do it for fun. I just think it's fun to go out and do these projects.
If it becomes a job, it will be less fun.
It will be less fun. 1,000%. 1,000%.
I can't so right now, like for all of the stuff, like we did stuff with like Courtney and I, Chris, like all of the people who are part of the documentary. This upcoming year, we're going to have a lot of other people. I also think that we're going to step it up a little bit. So I've already talked to one person, so I'm waiting to hear back. But I think that we're going to, when we go out and do trips for it. So right now, the people for the miniseries that we've talked to and at least like had some level of commitment, whether it's like, yeah, that sounds super cool, I want to do it, or it's like, here's the dates we're coming out for it, are Bob Vu, which we're going to be doing, we're going to be following them before and after like March Tinley to like kind of follow their process on that. We're going to be doing Patrick and Andre from Chimera. That's going to be fall Tinley when we're doing that one. Brock Wagner. We haven't set like an exact date for that. Troy from Best Dressed Balls, and I know we've talked with Josh Lumberg, but again, we haven't set like a specific date and all that stuff. And then we've talked a little bit with Billy, but again, we haven't specifically gotten down dates. So I'm excited about it. I think it'll be fun.
You should do the small town Midwest Northern region grind. 26 shows in 3 states in the mid-Northwest in a year.
Honestly, that sounds kind of cool. I think it would be pretty neat to follow one. There's no way we don't have a
2025 project.
I need to be in this.
Yeah.
I think
Justin's good on the nuances here. This is good.
I think when it comes to like a project like that, if somebody made a mini series where it was like, even if it was an individual person, and it's like, I'm going to follow myself through the entire season. And it's like, here's the animals we're pairing. Here's like the clutches that got dropped. Here's each show. And it's like literally throughout the entire season. And it's like, how successful is it? But not necessarily as like random YouTube video and then 3 months with like different stuff that doesn't connect. And then another YouTube video and 3 months with stuff that doesn't connect. You save all the content. So that way it's like, all right, once a week for the next 4 weeks, we're going to go over this, like the 2024 season miniseries. I think that'd be super cool content.
But if
or
you
like,
think about
but it has to tell a story, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
When you're doing the content, it has to tell a story.
Yeah.
But if you think about like every like band documentary, they all have the scene of like cold frozen tundra. They're loading their amps. They're all tired. And they're like, okay, tomorrow, Rothschild, Wisconsin. We don't know what the draw is going to be like. We're setting up. We're going to give them a good show. We'll see. And then like, okay, tomorrow, Davenport, Iowa. It's a small venue.
I was born there.
In Davenport?
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah,
it seems like a lot of people like yourself have left. There wasn't many people when I was there. So
we left before I could walk.
Yeah.
Even crawl.
But Adam has feelings about Davenport.
I go, hey, I did it once. I gave it a fair shot, and it's lower down the list now. We'll just leave it there. I've heard it. No, I've actually heard it was a good show. There were people that traveled from Missouri to do that show, and I was like, what are you guys doing here? And they're like, it's usually pretty good. I was like, I guess so if you're coming from Missouri, man. But that was a rough show.
Give me I have something.
Oh, actually, Adam.
That's how people feel about Jacksonville.
Adam.
That's true. Yeah.
You were about to speak to a point that I actually had a conversation with Steven with about the way shows are being done and everything else. and Steven is doing something in
Yes.
the background.
I was one last thing because we are getting ready. We've been talking about this for a little bit, but
Steven did way more show prep than I did, and he didn't even know he was going to be like the co-host until about 4 minutes before we went live.
Steven is always ready.
An adjustment, I guess.
yeah. So no, the last thing just on the documentary that I want to like dominate the conversation, but we got the posters all signed. So we have
cool.
There are
Nice. You gonna raffle that?
So there are 100 posters. We already have, I think there's like 30 people that are already on like the list between Chris and us. So Chris, there's 100 posters. It's signed by everybody in the documentary. Each poster is, and we are just giving them out and all that stuff. So I don't know who's everybody who's on the list right now, but yeah, I think that we have like 60-ish left or so at the moment. That's not already committed to somebody.
That's cool.
But yeah, I thought it was super cool. Like, so I think it's awesome.
That's actually really cool. I like that with the little time clock and all. That's actually really cool.
But yeah,
Hey,
the
Steven.
photography is from Brittany Gobble. So,
Oh, nice. Hey, Steven, let me ask you: are those numbered by chance?
right now, no, but I have thought about giving like a very small amount of them being numbered because I think that'd be super neat.
Honestly, the first one, you should just number all of them.
Number all of them.
Number all of them. One of 100. Like
You
if it's
definitely
100,
should.
if it's 100 run, we're just if this is the run and they're all signed, just number all of them.
But yeah, I thought they're super neat.
No, but Steven, what I was thinking is you should number one of them, number one, and set that aside for either Tinley or Daytona, and and get a good cause.
One of one?
Yeah, one of one. Yeah, screw the other 999.
That would be
They're cool.
Great prize for an
But the
auction.
only one that exists that'll ever be numbered, it's just one.
Oh, I like
And,
that. I like that.
that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
But that means you have to number the rest in the series so that there's one that's one of 100 and everything else is lesser.
I'm excited about it. So we'll have to talk to Chris and see if he's down for the numbers. So, but yeah, I just think it looks super cool. I think it's a really good idea.
And I think you would raise some great more money for the community and all that good stuff. But hey guys, this is Trevor from Ball Labs, and I feel bad because Trevor was here right when we started, and then we got all distracted with Robin and everybody, and then I was letting people in, and Trevor, you weren't on the screen. I was like, when he pops on the screen, I'll get him in. And then when I looked, you were gone. I was like, what a jerk I am, man. Here you've been all night. And so thank you, man. I messaged you in the middle. I was like, no, get back here, man. Come back. So it's nice to see you. Nice to meet you, man.
Sorry, guys. I had a dad emergency. I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and my 4-year-old woke up this morning with his right eye was a little swollen. And I went up to check on him just now, and now his whole cheek is swollen. So mom had to come home from work, and they're on their way to the hospital, and now I'm here.
Dude, if you got to go. Oh man, I'm sorry if I made you feel bad, but I want you to know I appreciate you, and it's cool to get to meet you.
There's a lot of driving and waiting happening right now, so he'll be good for like the next 20 minutes at least.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll tell a funny story. Trevor messaged me the other day, and those of you that don't know the backstory, Trevor's one of the sponsors on the show, and I think he's the newest or right about the newest, and I appreciate it. But we hadn't met before, and Trevor says, "Hey, I got T-shirts, Adam. I'm ready to have you get one." I'm like, "Sweet, this is cool." And he goes, "I got large and extra large. What'll it be?" I was like,
Neither. Extra small.
You haven't met me in person. I'm not the dude for.
I guess he doesn't have one for me either. Then
I got to run, guys. Thanks for having me on, Adam. Appreciate it, bro.
Bye, Jeremy.
Jeremy, take care of yourself,
Jeremy, I wanted to tell you a thing. I'm so sorry you're leaving before I can tell you the thing.
You all can DM each other. It's fine. We're on
I say message me because I'll go over the stuff for the barbecue then too with you.
Yeah, cool.
All right. I'll catch you later. Thanks again.
Later, Jeremy.
Bye, friend.
Later,
Bye.
have a good new year.
Be well, brother.
See ya.
See you, man.
Hello,
Yeah, when I met Chris at B and S Reptilia for the first time ever, he was like, "Oh shit, the camera really does add 10 pounds, doesn't it, Adam?" That was the first words out of his mouth. Not, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, nice to meet you." Oh, there it is.
I think you're lighter than me.
What?
I
Oh
think
yeah,
you're
you got
lighter
20
than me.
pounds on. You got 20 pounds on me, man.
It's all muscle.
It's bigger than you,
It's
though,
all
Adam.
muscle.
Yeah, I'm being serious.
Oh yeah,
Probably like a hair
you got
color.
20 pounds on me.
We're the
Easily
same
20
height.
pounds on me.
Are you? Is it your same height?
We're the same height.
No, you're taller than me too, a little bit. No,
I'm
I don't know.
5'11".
Like standing tonight, that's for sure.
5'10" or so. Yeah. Justin, where's where's the parrot, man?
You want me to go get him?
Yeah, they got a parrot for Christmas. Alex got a parrot. Let's see this parrot.
Oh,
Who's parrot?
Right.
What?
I have a
That's,
question while he's. Oh, go ahead.
That's Alexandra. She got the parrot, but that Justin and Alex are.
I put my parrot to bed right before the live because I didn't want her causing a ruckus.
Oh, you got a parrot too?
Yeah, I got a blue crown conure.
Oh man, all you parrot people. All right, I didn't know. I had no idea.
She heard you.
She heard you. She did.
She heard you.
She perked up at me, and I swear to God, parrots are the gateway drug to reptiles, or the reverse. There's a triangle with saltwater fish keepers, parrot keepers, reptile keepers, and eventually you jump from one end of that triangle to the other because
look at that thing. Yeah,
I'm not a bird person.
She's so cute.
That parrot is going to bite a
got it.
hole in your cheek if you keep petting it. Look at that.
Nah,
man.
he won't. He won't.
Okay.
What's
He's
his
a
name?
sweet boy.
Is he
Luckily,
an
I
Amazon?
grew up. My mom actually like being raised. My mom had macaws, African grays, and I actually grew up with a blue front Amazon. And this is
Mhm.
yellow. This is what they call it, yellow hooded Amazon. So like I've had a lot of experience growing up. I can clip his wings, do his nails, like oil his beak, everything. You know, like actually this is like my mom. Like when she found out like I was breeding ball pythons, she was so pissed. Like she's like, you know, birds. You're not breeding birds. Parrots. I'm like, no, I'm going a different route. You know.
Okay.
But if you don't know it, if you look it up, actually parrots and birds are part of the reptile community.
Yep.
Like if you actually look it up, they
I
are.
am definitely on Clint's. So Clint's Reptiles and their video on cockatoos was how I ended up getting into reptiles because I had bought a bird and then all of a sudden all the bird videos are coming up in my YouTube thing, and then all the reptile stuff started coming up in the YouTube algorithm, and I was like, wait, ball pythons, what? And then here we are.
If you get a cockatoo, you got to be a drunk person. Like that's
Oh
what
my
I tell
God.
everybody.
I have a friend who has a
cockatoo is
cockatoo,
drunk
an
person's
umbrella
bird.
cockatoo, because she inherited it from her father when he passed.
It's a drunk person's bird. You have to be a loud, very exciting person, 100%.
I
Like, a
honestly
cockatoo
do have
wants you
that
to yell at it all day
personality
long. They
disorder to
want
be
you to
down
yell
with
at
the
them
cockatoos.
all day. You know, same thing with the Amazon. He wants us to like, we'll be yelling "what," and then he'll be yelling "what" across the room. You know.
Wait, hey Echo, what you doing? What you doing?
All right, I know we only have 6 minutes. I don't know exactly if you're trying to stop it right at 10. I have a question.
I am. I made my son got his first console video game for Christmas yesterday, Xbox. So he wants some Mortal Kombat whooping. So he's gonna get it here in about 5 minutes. So we're gonna do a hard finish at 9 o'clock. 10
You whoop
o'clock.
him like Mario Kart.
All right, I got rapid fire question. All right, so super quick. Of new combos that were made this year, what was your favorite combo that was hit? Each person. It was just one, just the combo, and that's it.
Aesthetic selections. Aesthetic selections. Super Stripe, Orange Dream, Krypton.
Okay. Who hit it?
Aesthetic selections.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
James, get in on this one, man. You've been lurking all night, man.
I don't track all the new ones this year. I couldn't think of any.
Trevor, what about you, man? You're probably creating some of the new ones this year.
Yeah, I should have some fun ones this year. Probably my favorite that I saw this year. I finally like a sunset, and it's that new one Brock just made.
Oh, I did see that one.
That is pretty sweet. That is pretty
Puzzle?
sweet.
The Sunset Puzzle?
That's mine. That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
You're damn right, Steven. You already know. Come on.
You guys know I don't watch
does
that
that.
stuff. I'll be broke if I watch it. I don't know, man. I got my favorite right over here.
So I think,
That's
and
enough
again,
sunset for you know it. Quit playing.
and I do want to get to everybody else. I don't want to like deviate it a little bit, but I do think that it's wild. So like this year is like, I feel like a lot of people, the market is significantly softer this year than it was last year or the year before. That said, Brock got offered $150,000 for the Sunset Puzzle and he turned it down.
Yeah.
He has a standing offer for $150,000 for the Sunset Puzzle.
Yeah, this is Brock got FU money, and he knows he can make more
That's
from
right,
that
yeah.
animal than he can get from selling that animal.
That was a
Yeah.
smart choice.
Smart choice. I completely back him in that choice. I know there's a bunch of people who are like, "Oh my god, what an idiot!" I'm like, smart.
I'm not saying
Especially
he's an
because it's
idiot.
male.
I'm also not saying I could turn down 150K, man.
I
That's
probably would have
that's
made
some
that
blood money
sale
right
and
there.
$1 million off that boy.
I'm not worried
That'd
about
be
the
hard to
competition
take.
having what I had. I probably would have made that sale and not worried about the competition having what I had because you can make
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, that would go right straight in my little handsome little pretty S&P index fund, and in 16 years it'll be just fine. I'm cool with it. I would have been good. No, Steven, to answer your question, I think my favorite. Chris. Sorry, Chris Eaton just emailed me or messaged me. Chris, we're signing off in like 3 minutes, literally, man. I'll send you the link. But all right. We'll go overtime just for
Let Chris
Chris.
on. We're gonna
Okay,
see.
we'll go overtime. Come on,
Yeah,
Adam.
we're gonna go overtime for Chris.
I'm
But
gonna
just
wake
briefly.
Foul up though, because he's gonna keep flapping and he's ready for bed regardless.
All right, but yeah, it's Birdie bedtime. It was Birdie bedtime 2 hours.
Oh, he's been ready for
All right.
bedtime. He'll talk about.
Hang on, I'm going to do double duty. I'm going to work on my phone and answer the question. I think it had leopard in it, but maybe not. That Axanthic Super Asphalt was ridiculous. It just told me all I needed to know about super gravel and other recessive projects. I was like, yep, that is, I'm after it, man. And so that's my favorite. Did that have leopard? You guys know what I'm talking about. Did that have leopard in it or not?
From Balls and Fury?
I don't know who produced it and put it out, but it was
it had leopard in it.
I thought it did too, man. It looks like lightning going through like charcoal and a snake, man. It is unreal.
That sounds pretty as heck. I gotta go look that
It
up.
definitely was a stunner.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, asphalt and gravel are close enough where I was like, all right, I'm on to something with this super gravel recessive dream that I have. So that would be my answer. Who else has one there?
I actually picked one up from Brock recently, and it's just
The
a
man
pastel leopard freeway het clown, but it is the most gorgeous snake.
Who the
I've
hell
ever
invited
seen.
Chris Eadman?
Chris.
That's
the smart people did, right?
Nah.
What's up, guys? Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, man.
Chris, same to you, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Merry Christmas,
You-
Chris. Yeah, no
Chris.
problem. Man. How's everybody doing? Everybody's yapping about birds, huh?
We were yapping
Birds
about
are- Which do you like less, Chris? Ball pythons or birds?
Oh, ball pythons, 100%. Yeah, you're kidding me, man.
Man,
Yeah. There's just no question. Yeah.
I swear to God, and I'm sure Justin will back me up on this, but I have 50 ball pythons and 1 bird and 2 dogs. And the amount of care required for 1 bird is equal to 50 ball pythons easily.
Yeah, because ball pythons are like borderline special needs, right? Like when you look at any other snake, you look at them and you could tell like, oh, that snake's thinking, right? When you look at a ball python, it's just like, duh, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I got 2 boas
Licking the
and a
window.
Cali King, and I swear they have a lot more.
Oh, you froze up.
Oh, that's an awkward place for Jen to freeze there.
Chris, I'm really happy you're here with us right now. Thank you for showing up. But there's a thing that I was talking about with Steven from Leviathan Snakes when we got to have dinner down in St. Louis. Down in St. Louis. So I used to be a medieval combat reenactor. That's actually how I met this lady.
Oh, hell yeah.
First time I met her, she was wearing a corset and swinging 2 swords at my head.
All right. So medieval time, that's pretty hot. All right.
Yeah. But none of it's choreographed. None of it was choreographed. It was like football.
Get on.
But anyway, point being, what I was sharing with Steven about the way different organizations are moving throughout the country about where they organize their reptile shows and everything else. The further, well, the example I had from the medieval reenactment was they took their annual event and they moved it further east from the Midwest into Pennsylvania from Ohio. And so fewer people went, and that's like the rest of the country behind it, where all of those people can't come to those events because it's just too far.
Are you talking about Tinley or Daytona? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Steven, remind me, what were we talking about?
I don't 100% remember, but I do feel like that we were talking about like just in general that there's a reptile show every weekend within 2 hours of everywhere, and that if there were less
Florida,
reptile
there
shows-
definitely is. In Florida, there's a reptile show every weekend within, if you want to
Are you
make
saying
a
if
4-hour
it was
drive or
less, there'd be
2-hour
higher
drive.
demand and
that's not so true. And that's not so true around the Chicagoland area.
You mean just like the big shows or shows in general?
I honestly think everyone got scared off by Tinley. It's like, okay, Tinley's here, so why bother? Or Schaumburg's here, so why bother? It's like there's the 3 big NRBC shows, and then there's like Scott Smith's at the King County Fairgrounds every weekend, and it. But then out in Pennsylvania, you got the couple shows that are like warring with each other for Pennsylvania. But
yeah, but look at Texas. I mean, they have Arlington and Dallas, and they have a show there every 3 days in Texas, like summer.
Every 3 days, Chris. It is every 3 days, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a market there, then somebody can put on a show if they can get butts in there.
So
yeah,
this is my thoughts.
nobody's really gonna like lose their income because everybody that's doing these shows, it's kind of like the only thing they're doing, right? But like I don't think there's a lot of people doing shows and that they have a day job. I think a lot of the people that are doing the shows are depending on the shows for their sole source of income. So they're not going to stop no matter how much you say, oh, there's 20 reptile shows a year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there used to be 2 a year in my area, and now there's 6 of them a year, and like every 2, and there's even more just outside my area. So there's about 22 shows a year, like that I could get to within half an hour in New York, and I think it's a good thing though. I think it's a good thing because it brings people in, but at the same time, you got to care about what kind of show you put on. You can't
where do you think? Because New York is a very population dense area, so Chicago, so is LA, so certain areas in Florida. Where's the balance between saturated enough and like oversaturated?
I'll tell you with Florida, I will tell you what, you have South Florida and you have North Florida. And Adam, you can agree with that, right?
Yeah.
So you have your South Florida shows and you have your North Florida shows. Like Florida is like so long. Like I'm not gonna travel 6 hours to go to a Miami show. It's just kind of pointless to me when I go to a Daytona or Orlando show. It's just how I feel about the situation. But like other people would be willing to, but that's kind of how I feel. Like Florida, we have like shows every weekend. Like what is it, summertime, Adam? What is it, summertime? I would say like every weekend there's damn near a fucking show.
Yeah, you got
to. I was bending all over the state in Florida most weekends. Yeah, you can. I mean, if you travel, you can go.
Snakes. I mean, all the little stuff that pops up.
It's at least twice a month, even in the wintertime. It's at least twice a month. You have a show me or a Repticon. Now the Northwest kind of gets left out of it where I'm at, because I'm right there closer to Jacksonville, but that's a 3-hour drive. Orlando's 4.5.
Case you right there with me. Yep.
Right.
Those at least
and then they have a small show over at Fort Walton Beach, which is a nice area, but that's the only one.
We should get up to that show.
So, Casey, what do you think about the Georgia shows? Because I've actually kind of discovered a few Georgia shows. I'm like, that's only like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from me. And I'm like, well, see, that's not too bad either. Just going across the line real quick,
I've only been to one. It was in Valdosta, and it was a show me reptile.
Okay,
It was a pretty good show. They actually opened up. They have some, different animals up there. Once you get out of the state of Florida with the bans that's been going on,
Right.
so it starts to open up and all. And as far as Georgia goes, it seems like pretty much everything is there. You can have retakes and everything. You just got to be careful because you can't have a live African soft fur rat in the state of Georgia.
Georgia.
Right.
So I feel like the question earlier was like, where's like the balance of it? I feel like that when you have, if for wherever your area is, if the consumers that are going to it go to a show and they're like, I could buy this now, but there's going to be another show next weekend. I'm just going to wait and see what happens. There's too many shows in that area. I feel like that going to a show should be an event that makes people excited, and it's like a limited time thing that they're not just going to be like, it's fine. They're always at this next show. I'm going to go there, and I'll just, if it's still there, I might get it then.
I feel that's like exactly my area. It's just everybody goes to the same shows.
Yeah,
guys, I got to leave it there. I made some promises on Christmas weekend with my son, and I know it's Tuesday night, but you know what I'm saying. I got to run. I'm wrapping it up tonight.
Mortal Kombat.
We could all hang out for like 4 or 5 hours. I know. I want to thank y'all. I want to thank the audience. I want to thank Chris, Sarah, and Josh, James there, Justin, and Alex. Justin, give Alex my very, very best.
Absolutely. She's had a long night, so she's in the background. So she's been listening to everything. So
Jen, Owen, thank you. Steven, thank you. I'll see you next week. We got a show prep on our goals episode, right?
We'll do it.
All right. Casey,
hi, everybody.
Casey, Trevor, thank you for the support on the sponsors. And Chris Eaton, cheers, man. Thank you, man. It's cool to have you on.
Thanks, Chris.
We gotta have you on longer next time, man.
Yeah. You just name the date, brother.
So is this one of those ones where Adam just checks out and then we talk for the rest of the time?
No, this is actually being broadcast. That's only in private places. I'm out of here, guys. Cheers, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. See ya.
Yes.
All right. See ya.
Merry